तो हेलो नमस्कार सभी को गुड मॉर्निंग सुन रहे हैं fertility and naturopathy. So we will watch a session on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube with an expert in drawing through your doubts in the comment box. So Vardhini, it's really nice to meet you virtually.
Yeah. All right. So hi everyone. I'm Dr. Rishi Vardhini. So I'm a naturopathy and a physician basically, and now I'm specializing in holistic fertility wellness. I'm also dealing with complicated pregnancies, high risk pregnancies, which is of lifestyle oriented causes like GDM, thyroid, and lower amniotic fluid, as well as I'm a like a childbirth labor doula. So just looking forward, to connect with you all through this Global Doctors platform.
So should we do the session?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So as we are going to discuss about the infertility, so my first question is, what are some common causes of infertility and how does naturopathy approach addressing them?
All right. So when it comes to causes, there are a number of causes, of which some are, you have no reasons for some of the fertility disorders. Sometimes unexplained infertility and all that, and sometimes fertility issues are itself asymptomatic. But the reason of nowadays fertility issues is almost 90 to 95% oriented to only lifestyle causes, right? So people really take life health for granted. That might be one of the more important reason. And also alongside, there are these typical causes, which starts with the gut, right? The gut is imbalanced, there are improper gut functionings. One is either they are heavily calorific in nature, in the sense they only take calories, leaving out nutrients, all these things that disturbs the gut eventually. No fiber and all that, the lack of probiotics and all that. This starts with the gut preliminarily, and it's added up by the stress, which is like imbalanced contributes to the next hormonal imbalance. See, once you get nutritional deficiency, that is again causing hormonal imbalance in the next place. There is no good production of hormones without the adequate nutrient. And then this will lead to other causes, just like whatever you call, it starts from the hormone. And whatever starts with the hormone, it's because of the gut. It's all interlinked one after the other, probably leading for a, after a lifestyle reason. So nowadays we see a lot of, junk culture. Nowadays the scenario is slowly changing, but with awareness, I think this infertility should change. Moreover, there is no such thing as infertility. People kind of consider that in their mind. It's just that sometimes it is nutrient deficiency, sometimes it is vitamin deficiency, or sometimes it is just the hormonal imbalance taking place like an infertility issue. So there might be number of causes, but there might be a cure, which is naturopathy serves as a basic step. Since you asked this, cause in terms of naturopathy, I'm linking this bridge. So when it comes to naturopathy, you look at a person as a whole, not one particular disease. Say, for example, this person has a fertility issue, as well as, say like a gut issue, otherwise like a liver problem, like fatty liver. We treat the person as a whole. We don't look at particular disease. So you treat a person, and inside the human body, everything is getting sorted out. So that is how we help with naturopathy. And the cause is actually, again, starts with some kind of preliminary toxins and acidosis and all that. We talk about toxins, we have to talk about this acidosis, where body gets so much of toxins over a long run. Again, it also starts from the gut disorders and all that. One of the reasons. And again, when this gut is imbalanced, there would be accumulation of toxins inside the gut as well as extracellular spaces as well. Once the gut is cleansed, things from the cellular spaces have to cleanse off as well, reducing the pH of the body, making them alkaline. So I think naturopathy can have a very good impact on, treating the causes which happens to cause infertility.
Yeah. So, Dr. Rishi, moving further, are there specific dietary recommendations or supplements that can support fertility?
Of course, see, when we talk about the gut, we need to be like concentrating ourselves with a little bit of dietary aspects as well. This is something which is a prime importance in naturopathy. So we also tell that, people are like taking diet nowadays. Many people like follow a different kind of diet. They take diet charts about, they ask for diet chart and all that. But you understand, without fixing the car, fuel in the car is of nowhere going to be, somewhat giving some reason to it. So fix the car first. Like, the lifestyle basis of life have to be fixed. And then diet recommendations have to be added on. Of course, the diet nowadays, like people are concentrating mostly on nuts and seeds, and I'm not saying that's a kind of a wrong concept, but without cleansing the body, it has to be eliminated in the preliminary stages. Cleansing in the sense, you need to have a lot of fiber, water, and a minimally calorific diet, as well as minimally constructive diet, just like nuts and seeds. We need to cut it down in the first place. People start taking keto diets and different kinds of fat diets, it really messes them with already present issue. And there are certain conditions like you take a gut condition or thyroid. There are certain foods that have to be avoided completely. For example, in a gut issue, you should be avoiding all the fiber-rich diet, or yes, basically the fiber-rich diet has to be avoided to treat the gut issue first, and then has to be, slowly introduced. That is it. So without knowing all this, people just start with some kind of a diet chart. And to talk about supplements, there are different kinds of supplements for every single mineral you name it. There is a supplement. For example, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, everything there is a supplement, but it cannot mimic food. So the vitamin D from the sunlight cannot mimic the vitamin D from the tablet. Right? We have to source it from the source. It's not that we are taking it. Supplements are there. We also provide people with supplements. Like couples who are basically on a naturopathic approach should focus on the preliminary changes of the diet lifestyle first, and then after 1 or 2 months, when you come to naturopathy, this is a 3 or 6 months approach. You cannot have everything all at once done. Come this month, pregnant, get pregnant next month. This is not the game here. So you need to focus on regular follow-ups and cleansings, and that is how we reach to that point of higher health. So fertility. So when you attain that stage, you will never even know when you're going to be pregnant. You don't have to force yourself. A lot of stuff like induced supplements and all that. But of course, supplements are provided according to the conditions. Or say for example, if you have very low levels of vitamin D, for temporary support, you might be prescribed vitamin D along with the sunlight. The same way, if you're a like a vegetarian, you must be taking some B12 supplements. And B12 supplements in conjunction with what? The food which are supporting the digestion of vitamin B. If you take it that way, it is going to help. People nowadays are focusing more on supplements and less on diet. That is causing a lot of chaos here. So basically, diet and supplement are to be added slowly. It's a step-by-step process, and it depends entirely upon the client's clinical history. To roughly tell you, I can start with the eliminative diet. Eliminative diet is only cleansing in nature. It will not give you adequate nourishment. It will give you energy to cleanse, and digestion will be a little bit at ease. Easy digesting foods like bland diets, something like that. You have to be staying really committed to naturopathic dietary approach, and then, if needed, supplements are to be added. That's a great question.
So building on that point now, so how does stress impact fertility, and what are some natural techniques to manage stress during the conception process?
All right. So see, the stress is actually causing a lot of chaos. It is because of the stress. I should say the nervous dysregulation happens. Nervous dysregulation in the sense when you're feeling so excited. Nowadays, people are so productive that they are not even giving in way for relationships. They're not giving in way for some kind of relaxation or pausing movement. They are occupied one after the other. Say we have a professional work like 12 to 1, 1:30 to 2:30, 3:30 to 4:30, like that. People are scheduling life. It again involves their professional stress as well, along with life family stress, not able to accept and understand. All these are crazy. Not only stress over this profession, it might be a dietary stress as well, emotional stress, physical stress. Body is not able to function properly, like thyroid problems and physical conditions like liver health and all that. This is one of the examples for physiological stress. Again, mental stress, people what they actually feel, and emotionally coinciding things. Right? They're not able to overcome small failures and all that. Long-term worries, with one failure or one simple loss, something like that, over a long term, and not able to cope up without actually an active lifestyle. If they have an active lifestyle, probably could overcome a lot of them in a very best place. But this stress will impact the actual master conductor of this hormone, this gonadotropin releasing hormone. This is actually responsible for all the reproductive functions. When the output is reduced, then a lot of dysfunction, like delayed menstruation, ovulation, and this implantation, like embryo development, all this gets compromised. And nowadays, people are in this toxic productivity trap, which I should say, like, you should actually understand what is this toxic productivity trap. In the verge of getting so successful, in the verge of getting, your time more productive, more income and all that, they lose themselves most of the time. They get so addicted to work sometimes, or so addicted to what they are looking for from their life, leaving their basis, the basic of life behind. So you ultimately live for yourself, and you lose yourself in the process, and living a different kind of life is toxic productivity again. So taking some time for ourselves and living productive is okay, but losing ourselves in the process is actually toxic. People, most of them are there. My clients should literally, giving an example, they start from morning 4:35. They start to cook and all that. But they never kind of have some time for exercising, have some time to prepare their own food. They have some kind of eat outs. They go with a breakfast granola or something. Just filling up their stomach just to have the satiety, going to office, having the food over there, and all this only to make them so productive. And they return back at 11:30. How on earth this health can survive? Leave fertility apart. So this is all causing a very big chaos in the internal environment. So our internal body depends on how we are in the external aspects ourselves, maintaining our regular routines and work-life balance and all that. So if we are that, I think this fertility issue shouldn't be a very major issue as of now, right now. As it seems to be right now. All right.
So, Dr. Rishi, now turning our attention to a different aspect. So, can you explain the role of hormones in fertility and how naturopathy aims to balance them?
All right. Of course. See, this hormones, these are like the chemical messengers, right? The role of the hormone is to pass message. Say, for example, I want you to do something. I have to tell you certain things. I'm really capable of that. You have to receive the message at your end. So you will be doing as per my instructions. This is what there is this connection between the hormone. One hormone, for example, this gonadotropin releasing hormone will be like acting upon the functions like of the ovaries, functions of ovaries. Like I'll be like telling you in a story of a kind of a story form. Once the hormone is getting released, the ovaries will be like, yeah, this hormone is released. Now I'll be like have to producing follicles. Once a follicle is produced, this follicles will send signals to the uterus. Okay, this uterus, come on, I'm going to rupture my follicles and my eggs are going to be released. There might be any time fertilization happening. You make yourself ready with all the endometrium lining and all that. Once the endometrium lining is just coming to be to the end, finally this embryo will get, the eggs will get released. Once it happens to fertilize, it is just like a hormone reaction, one communicating with the other. So missing, so it's like I have a phone and I don't have an internet connection. I'm trying to send you a message. The message won't reach you. So once whatever message is not reaching you, you try to do all by yourself. Okay, this must be the time. This must be the time. So you do automatically all by yourself without receiving adequate information. This is how this hormone is mismatched totally. Totally, almost 90% of them will have an hormonal imbalance. And also this stress hormone is causing a little bit of, when the stress hormone is present, it's just like the king of the hormones, right? When the stress hormones are present, other hormones take its lower side. Say, for example, all the hormones should be balanced. Stress, as it should be eustress. For example, eustress is the adequate stress needed for a person to do certain work, like taking bath, going for an office, going on time. And this is a eustress. Right? Cooking, if this eustress is not there, people will remain absolutely lethargic without any, time urge or something like that. This is eustress. But once it is going up, you already have additional stress of not being conceived. You already have the additional stress of profession. You already have the additional stress of emotional personal relationship and all that, stress hormone takes its higher end. So the other hormones, even though they are not elevating or decreasing, it seems like as if they are relatively low. Only that the stress hormone is increasing. The other hormones neither reducing nor increasing. So this imbalance will create a chaos. And in naturopathy, what we try to focus is preliminarily focus on the lifestyle aspects. When I tell lifestyle, it's all about the five elements. And naturopathy is all about the five element concept, just like air, water, ether, fire, and earth. So the air element, if you talk about air element, the exercises. So what we believe in naturopathy is if you balance the five elements within you, it's balanced already. Because other hormones take its lower side. Say, for example, all the hormones should be balanced. Stress, as it should be eustress. For example, eustress is the adequate stress needed for a person to do certain work, like taking bath, going for an office, going on time. Now, this is eustress. I could think if this eustress is not there, people will remain absolutely lethargic without any, time earned or something like that. This is eustress. But once it is going up, like, you already have additional stress of not being conceived, you already have additional stress of profession, you already have additional stress of emotional, personal relationship, and all that, stress hormone takes its higher end. So the other hormones, even though they are not elevating or decreasing, it seems like as if they are relatively low. Only that the stress hormone is increasing. The other hormones neither reducing nor increasing. So this imbalance will create a chaos. And in naturopathy, what we try to focus is preliminarily the lifestyle aspects. When I tell lifestyle, it's all about the five elements. And naturopathy is all about the five element concept, just like air, water, ether, fire, and earth. So the air element, if you talk about air element, the exercises. So what we believe in naturopathy is if you balance the five elements within you, it's balanced already, because nature always tries to balance. If you cut a tree, the tree will again grow back. If you actually, somewhat you destruct the nature, it will actually try to balance it again. That is it. So the same way, we try to make some destructive changes for ourselves. If we again constructively do something, it tries to bring the balance. Again, for the air element, as I was telling you, if you focus on exercises, right, where the lung capacity is increasing, or as well as you also have this breathing exercises and all that. You try to take a deep conscious breath on a regular basis, like you spend some 10 minutes on an everyday basis. When these are called treatment aspects in naturopathy, we don't just do that. We have a typical protocol for following this. We call that circadian rhythm. I will be letting you know. So this air element has to be balanced through exercises and breathing exercises. Again, this water element. This is like taking, maybe it is like hydrating yourself, or may it be a taking bath routine. Right? We have a lot of hydrotherapy treatments as well, which we can put in use to reverse all the hormonal issues in the first place. Just like PCOD, we use castor oil pack, which is again a hydrotherapeutic approach. So many of them will get to know about the castor oil therapy, but do not exactly know what this balance is actually. This balance is the water element again. And if you take heat element, it's the sunlight. So the light of the sun balancing your fire element. That is it. So then ether, this is like we correspond this to relaxation, even the sleep, right? People are not even having an adequate sleep nowadays. And even if they sleep, they tend to sleep in the, otherwise hours. Like you have to sleep at proper timings. They sleep at 12 o'clock in the night or 2 o'clock in the night, waking up around 10 o'clock. That again makes them 8 o'clock, but which 8 hours is something very mandated. So this ether element can be really balanced if you give yourself some pause or rest, something like that. So earth element corresponds to all the food, right? So all this will actually, whatever food you source, it's from the earth. You take it in the proper way, food element or the earth element get balanced. Likewise, we have got everything, in a very proper, balanced way inside us. Just that we have to correct our external lifestyle routines to balance our internal clock, internal routine. So the hormones are actually balancing. If you balance, simply try to balance all the internal elements, hormones gets balanced most of the times. There are some times when we don't uh, have the control over our hormones because it goes beyond our control, just like hypothyroid or hyperthyroidism. We need to source some medicine, medical help. So, see, it's just about taking equal help from nature as well as taking some help from the synthetic medicines. It's not solely from the medicines and completely avoiding natural or the ways of living. That's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
That is how we balance.
So, ma'am, as you mentioned about the lifestyle changes, so are there any lifestyle practices that can enhance fertility for both partners?
Of course, whatever is discussed so far is in terms of both the partners only. Even when you take the sperms, like just because I will have to mention a little bit. So sperms are entirely dependent on the lifestyle aspects of a man. So if you see, just giving 2-3 months, just consider the life cycle of the sperm, 75 to 80 days roughly. We can take it as 90 days, 3 months. So if a man or woman, anybody, but they start doing their see lifestyle aspects, I was telling you all these, right? When it comes to lifestyle, I told you about exercises. Start doing their see lifestyle aspects, I was telling you all these, right? When it comes to lifestyle, I told you about exercises, sleep, your food, everything is a part of this lifestyle. So when you literally focus on these changes, gradually all the sperms will go in for a due production. See, unlike our eggs, men doesn't have a stock. They produce then and there. The production every day they have the production of 100 millions of sperm. And now it's very pathetic that men are not even having 1% of the sperm count, total sperm count. So they are typically going low with sperm count, and it's just like an article I've read recently. It's just like India is going to become the hub of male impotency, which means it's shocking in a fertile land like India. Men becoming impotent is something really shocking, and the health of the nation depends on the sperm. Somehow they have to be so strong, so resilient, so vibrant, giving birth to a stronger, resilient, and vibrant kids. So it was really shocking that in a country like India, where all the climatic conditions, food, and everything is not adulterated as in other countries, is going to be under like a kind of a hub of infertility. Look out on the other countries and the world scenario. It's typically pathetic. I think we are just giving base to our kind of extinction. So if there is no production of good sperms and no production of good babies as well, and the world doesn't need just babies, we need vibrant and resilient babies. In fact, the coming years, the coming generation have to be literally more vibrant than that of the present one, because the stress levels, the population, everything is going to be typically tripled or many-fold increased. So a baby that has to be born should be resilient enough to handle all the stress and all that. So as we said, there are some lifestyle factors, just like reducing the sedentary work style. Everybody are seated, not more than 1 hour of sitting. That's what an ideal person should do. Keep moving. We are basically kind of animals, right? We have to keep ourselves on the move. I'm not mentioning about exercising here. People honestly do exercise for 1 hour or 1.5 hours in the morning, keep sitting all through the day. It just, in fact, worse than smoking. So that is something very, bad to hear as well. And again, they have to get themselves on moving through a proper routine. And people think doing household chores is enough. I don't have to do exercises, but they always think that doing household chores is enough for me. So I cannot have times or I cannot spend time for exercises. Changing all these aspects, taking a long time of relaxation, shortening the day, at least not shortening, balancing the day. Maybe sleep around 10 o'clock. Don't have to sleep at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Sleep around 10 o'clock or a little bit earlier as much as you can. So, see, compromising sleep for any reason is something bad. Compromising anything for sleep is absolutely what is required. So, all these minimal changes will take them to the next level. So, for both men and women right now, I think that purposefully answers your question. All right.
Your insights on the previous question were insightful, Dr. Rishi. So moving forward, how does naturopathy address underlying health conditions that may be contributing to infertility, such as PCOS or endometriosis?
Yeah, I typically touched this previously. But I tell you, because this is like in specific, there are 1 in 5 women suffering with PCOS and 1 in 7 women suffering with endometriosis or endometriotic cyst, or even fibroids. 1 in 10 women are suffering with fibroids. All these stems from toxicity in the first place. There are stages of disease development from naturopathy. Since you are connecting the senses, as I told you, nature always tries to bring the balance, whether it is internal health or the external environment. It tries to bring out the balance. There are stages of disease happening. It's not that a person is getting, we are discussing about fertility issue. I'm just giving you an example. So if someone is suffering with cardiac arrest, it's not that suddenly he's getting cardiac arrest. He's been in the process for the past 12 years. And now only after 12 years, this kind of issue shows out. The same way, PCOD and PCOD is the first morphological change. PCOM, nowadays people also call that as PCOM. In the sense, there's a little bit of polycystic ovarian morphology, which can be easily reversed. That is a point when we have to really work on with naturopathy. If this is advancing, also naturopathy can help, but it takes a little bit of longer time, where it can reverse in PCOM within 2 months or 1 month sometimes. It might take 7 to 8 months. So the same way, people are really focusing on immediate relief, immediate cures, immediate reversals, which is absolutely not possible through naturopathy. So, say for example, when a person is having infertility issues for more than 2-3 years, they expect everything to be, they change it for 1 month, they expect everything to be reversed in a month. They have to give some time for the body. So, giving time, keeping them consistent and dedicated, committed to the routines. What is being, just like I told you the sleep routine, exercise routine, what is it taking so hard for them? So, what is it taking hard is because their professional life is completely overtaking the balance. So, if we can fix our life, people in India work on night shifts. People abroad don't do that. That is because we are opening ourselves to work any time of the day, compromising on our health because we don't have that proper awareness. I always believe awareness is the first step towards your health. Maybe you would have also got some kind of awareness listening to all these aspects. Okay, these are where I'm going wrong in my life as well. I have to correct all these. So something like that. People will get an awareness and then they get change. This is what naturopathy is primarily aimed at. So there are these 6 principles with naturopathy. First, doing no harm. It definitely does not do. See, it's like, no, people think I'm wasting time with naturopathy most of the time. If you go in for an IUI, the next cycle you must be conceived. In naturopathy, you have to wait for 4 to 5 months to reverse your PCOS. Or, since you ask for endometriosis, PCOS and all that, they think that coming to naturopathy, they will have to immediately reverse that. It cannot happen. So, they think it's waste of time to go into naturopathy. So, they can also directly go into the conventional system of medicine. Basically, this is what their mindset is actually. typically understanding this naturopathic system cannot do any harm, either in terms of your time or in terms of your health, not inflicting any kind of external synthetic medicines into you. So it's not invasive. Of course, minimal invasive through acupuncture and all that, but otherwise it's probably not as invasive as the conventional medicines. And again, I'm not talking something ill about the conventional medicine because it's in terms of lifestyle disorders, we must take the help of lifestyle first, and then take the support of integrate like conventional medicine should be integrated, not solely looked upon that. So doctors try themselves their level best to cure clients actually, but how far the client take care of their health is very less when they go to conventional approach. When they combine naturopathy along with conventional system, it works amazing. So this is why I tell you that naturopathy does not do any harm, and it's just like we depend upon our innate recuperative powers. Say if you have a cut in your hand, even if you don't apply any cream or ointment, it definitely heals after a week or two. Right? It definitely, even though the cut is a little bit deep, not that deeper in patients. I'm talking to that's what I'm telling you. I'm not talking ill about the conventional medicine. They are completely supportive. When you can support yourself, the system is completely supportive. But people mistake conventional medicine as going solely and giving themselves to the hands of the doctor. But they have to take charge of their health in their hands as well. This is one. And again, this system is preventive in nature as well. Again, the doctor has to be a teacher first. We did not understand this in the first go. Even though I am right now into kind of giving an awareness and all that, it was not a scenario 2-3 years back. So, like, why should we give some kind of awareness and education? Once we started giving awareness and making them understand why this is happening in the first place, what will happen if you slowly explain them? That is why naturopathic consults are typically taking a longer time. Say it should take a span of 45 minutes to sometimes 1.5 hours. That extension. And sometimes you also give a follow-up session. Not able to, complete certain things as they are asking. This definitely helps an improvement in client life as well, because they stay so much committed, understanding all the aspects of lifestyle. So they stay really committed. That is why. And finally, this is something like you have to be like consistent over here. That is how it changes. Whatever the hormonal issues, first take the basic support. The basic step is changing your lifestyle, changing your food, changing the way of external living. We need to live according to the bioclock. Bioclock in the sense, everything have a time here, and we have to depend on the sunlight and moonlight for our timings. Just giving you one example. What if the light and the clock is not there? You'll be moving according to the sunlight. Just because the time is here, we take an undue advantage of the timings, staying awake late at 1 o'clock and as well. This actually is the reason for the hormonal imbalance. When you take out the reason, then this automatically getting solved. That is.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Rishi, for sharing the information.
Thank you.
As you mentioned about the conventional medicine, so I wanted to ask, what are some key differences between conventional fertility treatments and naturopathic approaches, and when might one be more appropriate than the other?
Okay, so this is something very important. Like I told you, this conventional system is, see, naturopathy is going to be for, I tell you, in percentages. So if you take 75% of the couples trying to conceive, they only need basic lifestyle support and dietary changes. They will immediately fall pregnant after 2-3 months or the maximum of 5 months, 3 to 5 months. This is basic naturopathy. Alright, you take the remaining 15 to 20% of couples trying to conceive, they might need some additional naturopathic interventions. Naturopathic interventions might consist of hydrotherapy and acupuncture treatment, Chinese medicines, something like involving naturopathy, right? Treatments. This is typically treatments, but a little bit in addition to the like detox or fasting therapy. Fasting is a therapy in naturopathy. So we don't actually involve the client so deep into all these aspects if they are able to get pregnant in 3 to 5 months. Once they are not able to get into like conception after even 5 months, then slowly we can add it with a little bit of treatment approaches with naturopathy. So the rest of the couples, like 10 to 15% of the couples, trying to conceive still need some kind of support from the conventional medicine. Conventional medicine comes as a comes into role only, should be coming into role only after 6 months of basic naturopathy and naturopathic interventions. So after 6 months, when they go in for approach, they might get your treatment so successful. Maybe taking some help with the supplements, maybe taking some help with help with ovulation induction. So taking some kind of IUI in the first place. It could get it clicked in the very first go. I hear clients telling me, I'm failing in IUI more than 3 times, failing in IVF more than 3 times, answering with naturopathy in the first click. There are clients as of that as well. There are some clients with typically no complaint as such, still trying with naturopathy for more than 8 months or 9 months without the actual cause. Maybe I can't really predict, because in naturopathy there is this drawback of you not getting to know what the client is doing at the back end, right? So you will never come to know unless they tell us, okay, I'm following on this, I'm not following on that. So it is definitely different in that way. Again, once they are going into the conventions, I mean, it's not that they should leave all the naturopathic aspects behind. In conjunction with naturopathy, they have to take an integrative approach from the conventional medicines. Say like IUI, prepare yourself. Basically through IVF, I have a number of clients preparing for IUI. Basically, I kind of navigate them. It's not that they come just like that, going for IUI. So you basically have the process. Okay, you can go in for an IUI right at this point of time. Maybe you have to try all these before you go into this IUI. So it'll get picked in the very first go. Either it is IUI or IVF or ICSI, whatever treatment methodologies. They are actually some boom with this current society. Without IUI, ICSI, IVF and all that, nobody, I mean, the couples who are trying for conception won't have a final conclusion at all. So with naturopathy, what I tell couples is they don't have to worry about conception. Anyway, they will get conceived, but they have to worry about the health of the baby. So that is something which has to be pondered deeply.
Yeah. So, Dr. Rishi, moving further, are there any specific herbs or botanical remedies that are commonly used to support fertility in naturopathic practice?
Of course, there are. See, the ones which we use on a regular basis is just like cumin seeds, pepper, and all that, which is on a regular use in our kitchen. This is something like basic. Whatever. We make some decoctions out of flowers, like maybe you have some hibiscus flower in your garden, or you have this blue tea in your garden. Make use of them. Flowers are something which is very potential botanical impact. See, flowers gives fruits, gives birth to fruits. So the flower have all the capability of instilling fertility in you as well. So not all the flowers. Of course, there are few flowers like hibiscus, this blue weed one. Now that will give that impact. Otherwise, there are certain herbs like shatavari and all that, which is given to clients when a time of requirement. If not, they're not given on a general basis. I don't give my clients any kind of herb without actual reason behind it. So some people I know people taking this this karchika, we call that in Tamil like karchika and all that, and all these will be like a laxative, giving you a laxative impact, and also aiding in the cure for PCOS and all that. Not required in the first place, basically. So there are medicines, baby. Medicines are to be looked upon medicines, whether it is herbal or synthetic. So make use of basic herbs inside the kitchen. Then we can think upon the herbal remedies if at all needed. Most probably, I don't give my clients more than cumin seeds or coriander seeds just to manage it. All this is it all. Of course, it makes once it makes a difference, then they will come to know. Okay, the secret is not inside the herb; it is in the way we live, and it depends upon the overall change we make, not in that one particular herb. That is what I really wanted people to understand. All right, there is no such thing as fertility superfood, fertility enhancer, fertility boosting diet. So, of course, fertility is what? The highest form of health is fertility, right? So, whatever is developing your overall health will also impact your fertility in the overrun. Fertility is nothing but the highest form of health. Just giving so much of importance to everything you So, like I told you, a person have the ability of transferring their genetic, like even like a men or women, transferring their genetic materials to their baby. So, asking this one question to couples, right? Are you okay to see the reflection of your health in your baby, right? Is this one person just strikes their mind? I am not healthy, but I want my baby to be healthy. How on earth is this possible? So, I am not able to conceive naturally, but my baby will be conceiving naturally. This is a typical, very hypothetical view on how people or couple look at their baby. They want their baby to be enriched, but they're not ready to enrich themselves. This is one such thing. So, see, overall health is something like when you feel at ease. The feeling of ease is not even understood by many people out there, especially couples who are trying to conceive. They are either stressed out, either suffering with any kind of lifestyle issues or any kind of health condition as such. So, I'm not telling it's typically stemming from the lifestyle causes, but I am telling 90% of the clients, like the couples out there trying to conceive, are suffering with lifestyle oriented causes only. So, they can improve their health if they can take care of themselves in the first place. Just giving some adequate attention and time for them. Themselves, taking care of like self-care routines. So, they should have a plan schedule as if they have a plan schedule for the work. They should have a plan schedule for taking in food. So, eating food on time, for example. Okay. So, this will impact the overall health. Number one, people tell me that they're not feeling hungry, that they don't feel hungry. They ask me whether to eat while they are hungry, whether to eat on time. Body is how you prepare it, how you portray it to be. If you are eating food exactly on 1 o'clock time, as if we are consider ourselves in school, exactly at 12:45, 1 o'clock, the bell will ring, 12:30 or 12:45, somewhere around that time, you'll start feeling hunger pangs. Just because you'll be having food exactly on the same time every single day. And outside the school hours, it's not that we're going to have the same kind of routine. We go, like we continue our work, okay, let's complete this work, sitting and typing, finally going out after 3 o'clock, where the body's capability like of hunger is already gone. And one fine day you're like, okay, let me complete my meal and then start to work. So you will have a brunch around 11 o'clock. I don't know what is this brunch for. And they have a brunch, skip their lunch, skipping. So it's just like nowadays I see clients not taking any kind of junk. It's very pathetic and so typical. Nowadays I get to see a lot of clients the same way. No taking any junks, not even a sugar, not even milk products, no cakes, no pastries, nothing. But they are missing to take what have to be taken as well. They're not taking an adequate fruit diet. They're not taking an adequate raw vegetable diet as well. And soups, no soups in their diet. What is that? How to prepare that? And if at all they know a soup ingredient, it's already a typically ready-made one. They go for easy solutions. And you go to the supermarkets, you see a lot of food out there which are just typically factory-based products. Not maybe edible, but they're not food. Definitely not food. You see this chocolate bar, you consider that a food. It's not food, just like a edible product which is factory made. It is not food. And you look forward to improve on your overall health without taking adequate nourishment, as well as taking in a lot of junks as well. So a person's body is completely changed into a junk. They eat junk, they become a junk actually. That is what has happened actually in the overall space. Overall health is going to be like, you see a woman in 30, 25 to 28 or 30 years, they have all the kinds of pain. Right? All pain, heel pain. Again, these are basics. You should feel vibrant at 30 or 40. That's like our highest fertile period. Till from 20 to 40, we are women, especially women, we should be fertile. Fertile in the sense, what is meant by fertility? Then you should experience health at the maximum. You should feel like, yeah, after you getting up, you feel energized and all that. Nowadays, nobody is there. This itself indicates that overall health is compromised. When they slowly give attention to the overall health only. If I can give you one more example, All right, I'm taking time. Am I? Should I continue? All right. So it's like, let me give an example of like a financial example because people can understand very well. So, if I'm having 5,000 rupees in my hand and you're asking me for 5,000 rupees, I'd be like, how on earth I'm going to that to her, give that to her? I'm just already having 5,000 rupees with me. If I have 5 lakhs with me, I'm just asking for 500 or even 5,000. I'd be like lending automatically to you. That's health. If your overall health is at its peak, like 5 lakhs rupees, spending some health for fertility is no deal for the body. But if you have adequate health, just adequate for your digestion, absorption, elimination, survival, how on earth you're going to concentrate on fertility? So this is the impact of overall health on fertility. Right? Great.
Yeah. So, Dr. Rishi, can you provide a summary on some practical take-home message for like prevention of infertility to those audience who just has started?
All right. So I can give you just 5 tips, like going for the tips. Work on the relationships because whether you are trying to conceive or not trying to conceive after birth stage or just getting into marriage, all that, just work on your relationship. This is very primary. Taking care of each other is something very crucial. Never take people for granted, like your husband or wife for granted. This is something very important because once all the 20 years of things are over, you look back, only your husband or wife will be there for you. This is one thing. Second thing, basically have an active lifestyle. Keep moving. Even if you have a sedentary job, keep moving every 1 hour once. At least go for a water break. At least go and stand in the sunlight for some time. Again, third thing, never conceive with a irregularity in your cycles or irregularity in your sperms. It will definitely yield you some kind of a baby, right, which is not going to, thrive on its own. So you support yourself before having a conception done, right? And make sure that you reverse your ailments through natural approaches or natural approaches, not taking in a lot of chemical supports and conventional treatments in the first place. Try basically, and then move on to other routines, right? Probably a doctor can guide you better. So that is one thing. And number 4 is like, always look to conceive a healthier baby, right? Conceiving a healthier baby is something far more vital. And it's not an easier thing to do. We have to dedicate ourselves. In fact, compromise ourselves in the process, right? Compromise a lot of things, give us a sacrifice. You have to be determined with naturopathy. I always tell this sentence to my people. Consistency, commitment, determination, that self-discipline is not something just like a word. We have to live that as an example. So never, always look for a healthier conception. Conceiving naturally is more significant than conceiving mechanically, right? And take care of your diet. That is the basis of not one. See, I always never or couldn't give a basic approach with diet. Why is that? Is something basically food for one person is poison for another person. But people don't understand that, and they go in for or fall in for the diet chart concepts. Create your own diet chart. No, get an awareness how you have to be. Understand your health, and then create or draft your diet chart. You can do that. Maybe with some help and assistance. So this is it. Take care of all the basis and then get in for a conception. Conception should be a happier process, not a tedious, forceful or a mechanical process as such, right?
Thank you so much, ma'am. So viewers, if you need any help regarding your infertility problems or issues, there is no need to worry because we are here to help you at the comfort of your home. And you can reach out to our expert Dr. Rishi on eGlobal Doctor.